Doctor, what are you looking at?
The clouds. Still there.
Oh, dear Lord!
There's a Cyberman out there on the fuselage.
In 24 hours, the human race, as you know it, will cease to exist.
Doctor!
It's happening everywhere. All over the world, right now.
Hi everyone, Tyler Sky 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Series 8 finale, Death in Heaven. Now, this is the end of Peter Capaldi's first series as the Doctor, and, you know, it's been a bumpy ride, I guess, but we're finally at the end with the second part of a two-part Cyberman finale, also including the Master. So, let's talk about that first. I mean, the Cybermen in this. The idea of them upgrading dead bodies is interesting. I went a bit more into that kind of stuff last time. I'm not overly keen on it. I think it's a good idea, but once you start putting it into practice, once you start picking it apart, it all falls apart extremely quickly. And then the Cybermen themselves, they don't have their own agenda. They're just nameless, faceless servants to the Master, which is unfortunate because you've got stories such as the Five Doctors and the Invasion where they are betraying people, and you know, they are quite sly, and it's not an emotion, it's just that they're doing it to get the best so that they can come out on top, so that they can survive longer than anyone else, and that's not really shown here. I think the Cybermen are much better when you strip them back and make them clinging on to survival when they're trying to survive as hard as they can, and here that's just not shown. Here they're just not interesting enough, I'm afraid. And then we have the Master, who, and you know, being played by a woman, it's a controversial thing, especially since the Doctor hasn't been played by a woman yet. You think they'd go for that first. I'm not sure where I stand on that, but for the Master, I think it works. I think Michelle Gomez's performance is good enough that it works, really. She gives an absolutely great performance. It's very crazy. I'm not sure if I like the crazy Master, but as a crazy Master, she works much better than John Sim did. She's much more prickly. She's much more evil. She really does get that sense of evil and madness across. And for the first half of the story, I was extremely enjoying myself. You know, the first half of the story is great, up until the point where Seb dies. And I'll say more about his character in a bit. But first, let's just talk about the Master and Osgood's death. You know, that moment, that really does. I think Stephen Moffat in Doctor Who Extra said they threw Osgood into the fire to make Missy burn brighter, and that is very true. I'm glad they did that. It's not like I don't like the character of Oswald. It's that I do like the character of Oswald, and you know, killing off a loved character like that is it's a very big thing to do, and doing that really does make you have more respect, I guess, for the Master and this incarnation. You know, that early you need to do something like that to establish them as a proper threat, and that's not really been done much before. The kind of like with John Sim's Master, there was never really that moment where he was established as a proper threat. But here you actually get that, and you know, it was obvious that she was going to die from the moment that the Doctor said all the time in space, something for your bucket list, and then you just see her smiling in the background, and you know, oh no, she's gonna die. But it doesn't make that death any more easier. It's just kind of like agonizing the way, and it really is done well. And then the plane scene is all very well done. And now let's get on to Seb, who, you know, he was great in Dark Water. Here, however, I feel he's wasted. You know, the reveal that he's just an AI is very disappointing. You know, you expect something more from that character. Also, how does Misty get into the Neversphere when it's not a physical place, it's a mental place? How does she shoot Zeb to kill him if he's technically just an AI inside a computer? He's not even a physical being. Neither should she be in that situation. It's just odd. I don't get that part, to be honest. I think the fact was overlooked there. You know, but other than that, up to that point, it was going extremely well. The Doctor falling out the plane scene, very James Bond, very, very good. You know, we need more moments like that. I think that was very action-packed and good scene. Missy's comment on kill some Belgians, they're not even French. That was very funny. It's just a passing line, really. You know, screamed and all of that stuff. And also where she says, oh, don't keep moaning, I'll miss her too, about Kate Stewart falling off the plane. That was very good. Yeah, Kate Stewart and Unit themselves, they do their stuff in the first half. The second half, they basically disappear. And then you've got the whole Brigadier thing. I think it came at a point in the episode where I just couldn't care anymore, to be honest. Because after the halfway mark, when Zeb dies, it all just falls apart for me. It's just kind of like it just feels like a cop out, because then suddenly the Master just turns around and says to the Doctor, and kind of like gives the army to the Doctor and whatnot. It's all very odd. I just don't like that part. I just kind of like all the threat suddenly disappears, and you think, what? Is that it? And it's just extremely odd. And it's all that stuff about the Doctor, is he a good man and whatnot, and that final test. But to be honest, we didn't need that. We don't need to know whether he's a good man or not. Of course he's a good man. It's just all pointless for the point of there being an arc, I guess. And that's very disappointing to me, that they wasted such potential at that halfway mark of this episode. There was so much else they could have done, but instead they just stuck it all in that graveyard. And you know, the Danny scene, and suddenly love is not an emotion anymore, it's a promise. Love is an emotion. That last bit didn't make any sense to me. And you know, up until the halfway mark, it was going very well. However, after that, you know, we do have a very good scene between the Doctor and Clara. That was rather interesting, I feel. And then the whole bit about hugs. I think that scene worked very well. Of course, it's not the end for her. She's going to be in the Christmas special at the very least. She'll probably go on a bit beyond that. I don't know, to be honest. I kind of like think that her character's done by now. If they keep, I'm just worried that they're just going to keep throwing stuff on and snowballing her character, when really I think it's reached its saturation point of interest. Not that I don't like Clara. I think she's rather good, but I think we need a new companion. We need something new. We need a new dynamic just to shake things up a bit. Maybe even keep Clara, but have someone else travel in the TARDIS, but kind of like not have a major companion and a minor companion like they did with Amy and Rory and whatnot, where Amy was the main one and whatnot. Have it like the classic series. Have like a Nyssa and Tegan relationship, where you got Clara and then some person from another world. You know, I think that could work. You know, equal companions, and then the Doctor. Maybe that would shake up the dynamic a bit. I'd like that. Or maybe, you know, keep Clara for a little bit, have that extra companion introduced, then get rid of Clara, so you got that overlapping thing that never really happens much in the new series, unfortunately. But anyway, I think I'm rambling on about the companion stuff too much. But that end scene was very good. Of course, it's going to be picked up on. You got the whole Father Christmas Santa thing. That was an interesting way to end a very dark episode. You know, this episode was very depressingly dark. It wasn't like dark like Inferno or whatnot, where it's good dark. This is bad dark. This is too depressing and too pointless dark. It's just unfortunate, to be honest. And, you know, it just didn't really work for me. The whole Danny thing, I guess it kind of worked, but overall, the episode was too depressing for me. It's just depressing, I guess. But not in a good way. It's not in a way that there's a point to it being depressing. It's just depressing for the sake of it, because it's finale. And it's a very dark finale as well. And it's a finale that I'm not overly keen about. However, it is better than some of the other ones we've got. It's probably the best we've had since the Big Bang. You know, Name of the Doctor, couldn't care less about. The Reading of the River Song, even more couldn't care less about. That was the worst finale in my opinion. You know, at least it was a timey-wimey. I'll give it that much. At least there was an actual proper ending-ish type thing. Cybermen exploding to blow up clouds that other Cybermen exploded to create clouds. What? Yeah, that's basically the plot of the episode. Plot of the episode is Cybermen appear, blow up, clouds appear. Other Cybermen blow up, clouds disappear. That is the fundamental plot of this episode, I'm afraid. But, you know, and then the 12th Doctor of Unit, I'm not sure whether we're going to get, hopefully we get more of that. We've now sacrificed a unit regular, so we probably need to introduce another unit regular. The attack on the plane was very well done. I've probably said that already, but it was very well done. So yeah, overall, Death in Heaven gets a 6 out of 10, mainly because of the first half. The second half went down a bit, but then you got that scene at the end, which gives it an extra point. So 6 out of 10 for this one. A step down from Dark Water for me, but nevertheless, an okay episode. Better than some of the other series finales we've had recently. And then Series 8 overall, there are 4 episodes which I really like, and they are Mummy on the Orient Express, which got 10 out of 10. That was great. That was a great episode. That's something we've been needing for a long time. And Flatline, which 9 out of 10, which is another great episode. And you know, I think those 2 episodes really sum up what I like about Series 8. They really are good. They really are the best that Series 8 has to offer, and that's not a bad thing. And then you have Robot of Sherwood, which, you know, I've heard some people really don't like, some people really hate that episode. I quite like it as a light, fun romp. It's a good episode for me. And you know, I'd rather watch that than Death in Heaven. I really would, because it's much more family oriented. It's much more fun. It is much more fun. So yeah, there's that, and then there's Into the Dalek, which I know some people are not too happy about. I think it's got its flaws, but 8 out of 10 for me on that one. It's a good episode. So those are the 4 that I would highly recommend. Those are the best of the series. And then there's kind of like, I split it into thirds, so I guess then there's kind of like another 4 that I think are middling, and then there's 4 that I don't like. And you know, the 4 that I don't like are Time Heist. That's my least favourite. Didn't like that one too much. In the Forest of Night, also didn't like that one a whole lot. Kill the Moon, I guess. It's not the best story. And Listen. And then in the middle, we have Deep Breath, Dark Water, Death in Heaven, and what's the other one which I forgot? The Caretaker. I like The Caretaker, but that's still in the middling bracket. You know, it's got some stuff wrong with it, but it's at the top of the middling bracket, I'd say, The Caretaker. So, yeah, overall, Peter Capaldi's first series, it's okay. It could be better. I feel we need someone new at the helm, to be honest, at this point. Maybe not Peter Harness. I've forgotten the name of the writer now. The one who wrote Flatline and Mummy on the Orient Express. That guy, we need him. His name's not coming to me, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we need him in charge, maybe, or someone else. You know, just something new, to be honest. Anything new, because it still feels like too much the same. While it is different, it still feels quite a bit the same. So I just feel we need someone new to shake it up a lot. So overall, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.